Welcome to the Blockchain Hustle, where I take a look at some interesting plays of how blockchain technology is opening up new business vistas across multiple industries. Hi, this is your host, Meenu Serene, with the third episode of the series Blockchain in the New Norm. Let's start with a quick memory jog. In the last episode, I introduced the context of safe back to work. And in that, I outlined three categories. The first one is a safe back to office, which is getting your employees safely back to work and facilitating a safe working environment for them. The second is a safe back to business. How do you reassure your customers, your partners, and your other stakeholders about the safety of your products and services? The third category is what I term it as being safe, which is working towards a solution that aggregates, integrates, and shares the COVID-related data. And then this data can be tapped by the relevant entities in the pursuit for a medical breakthrough. So let's get started with the first one, safe back to office. This comprises a set of solutions for an enterprise, for its employees, that can demonstrate that one is virus-free and that he or she does not pose any infection risk to the others that they come in contact with. Now, many workers and employees, they would not feel comfortably safe to return in the absence of measures like your mandatory testing. So if an employer wants to get them out of their bunkers and homes and put them back into the workplace, get them back to the workplace, well, she needs to put in place some kind of pre-entry health screens for all. Some measures that would help to reduce the anxiety and put the employees at ease to work in their offices. So broadly, what does this involve? It would involve one, taking the COVID test from an authorized entity and then use the resulting report as a health screening proof. Now, because a paper report or a paper certificate, it can be easily forged. A digital medical certificate, that would be much better. It instills a little bit of a confidence or trust. And if you put this on a blockchain, then we have just made it all the more difficult for anyone to hack into this personal and private information. And if I can access this on a device like my smartphone via an app, that is to show my wellness proof, well, I'm all set and ready to go. This is like arming myself with a credential that kind of provides me with privileges like a physical access. And this credential can be a health certificate and or as what several entities call, it could be called as an immunity passport. Though to be honest, I think the word immunity passport is a misnomer. Because with so much of uncertainty about this virus, the term COVID immunity somehow just doesn't ring true. So I would rather term this as an e-health passport, one with the digital credentials related to the COVID context health. Now the market has quite a few solutions for this e-health passport. But there are a few which have really piqued my interest, and I would like to share those with you here. So let's get rolling with the first one from my list. And this one is on the COVID-19 immunity passport from SICPA, that is SICPA, from SICPA-OpenHealth-Guardtime consortium. This is a partnership of three entities, and let me just speak a few words on each one of them. The first one, which is the Swiss security firm SICPA, it provides secured authentication and secured traceability technologies. SICPA's inks and the security features, they protect the majority of the world's banknotes, security and the value documents from counterfeiting and from fraud. So heavily into the security features, authentication. The next one is your Open Health company. Now this is a specialist in the real-time healthcare data collection and analysis. And it manages the health data for the official health authorities and stakeholders. And actually in France, it has created the largest health data platform, and it houses a de-identified health database of around 20 million French patients. And the last one in this is the blockchain company called Guardtime from Estonia. And Guardtime solutions, they have been used by the Estonian government. And SICPA is also an investor in Guardtime. Now, together, they are developing a blockchain-based COVID-19 health passport. The objective here is to get a kind of a real-time monitoring of the immunity levels of the population. And thus, they help to facilitate the safe movements and back to work. Or should I say, everyday life as in the new norm. So this is how the proposed solution works. The person would go to an authorized body for an approved test to detect the virus or the antibodies. And on consent, he or she will receive a certificate from this authorized body showing the test result in a digital printable format. And this cannot be falsified and it is universally verifiable. This is thanks to your SICPA's Certus technology. Remember that I mentioned that SICPA provides the security documents and inks for the banknotes? So if it can provide that for the banknotes, it can very well provide it for your reports. Well, any document which is issued on Certus is assigned a unique QR. And this will be digitally signed and secured by the Guardtime's KSI blockchain. And thus, the test certificate gets a timestamp and an integrity protection via the blockchain. And then, with a simple smartphone app, that's all which is required for your verification. And it can also be done in an offline mode too. The app, it holds the test data in an anonymized format, so the person's privacy is also protected. And finally, the health data on these certificates will be used by now our third player, which is OpenHealth. So remember I mentioned about the OpenHealth platform? Well, this is going to be used by OpenHealth's platform to enable the government and the health authorities to manage the health data and thus monitor the virus spread. And this would be done using all de-identified data. The immunity passport can also be updated in real time based on the medical test results. So when we are talking about multiple tests need to be done at different intervals or at different stages, I think that would come in pretty handy, this kind of a update on a real time. And the rules for this is they're still being defined. Now, before wrapping this, let me share why did the solution interest me. Well, apart from the solution, it is the players' profiles. And when I say the players' profile, I'm talking about what they do, plus also the space where they play. Now, what do they do? SICPA aces in the physical authentication and Guardtime in the digital technology. And together in this solution, they are securing an individual's digital health compliance. So on the paper plus on the digital fronts. And the second one, as I mentioned, is where they play. As I mentioned earlier, SICPA's inks and security features, they protect the majority of the world's banknotes, the security and the value documents. Guardtime's enterprise blockchain solution, which is the KSI, this is used by the Estonian government. And OpenHealth houses the de-identified health database of around 20 million French patients. So you see, they all play in the government space. And for a digital health passport solution, government play is a key cog. So well, this is about the SICPA-OpenHealth-Guardtime consortium's COVID-19 immunity passport solution. I will share a few more solutions in the next episodes. And so till then, stay safe. Thank you. You've been listening to the Blockchain Hustle. Did you enjoy this podcast? If so, please do leave a short review, like it, share it, download it, subscribe to it. What should I talk about next? Please do let me know your suggestions by writing to me at meenu@vlsiconsultancy.com or through any of the other contact channels as shared in the episode notes. Thanks.